Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. Y'all already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. Listen, there's so much stuff to get into. Obviously, the sports landscape has just been all over the place with so many different stories. But we all know one of the biggest stories is Team USA. There's a lot of things going on that we must discuss. There's a lot of news floating through the airways. And obviously, I've been keeping my ears to the streets just like some of y'all have. And LeBron James is out on the prowlers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hearing some things, and I want to get some things clarified to figure out the direction. And bottom line is, Team USA sent out. They didn't send out the right people. And I noticed that right away. Regarding Team USA, we had a lot of people try to crown some of these guys prematurely. Calling these guys Dwayne Wades. And things of that nature. We're gonna get into it tonight. I just beg to differ. I beg to differ the whole time. When I seen the rise, mind you, some New York Knicks members were there. I still wasn't amused. When you're going overseas like that, you got to bring out the weaponry. You got to bring out the real people. At least one or two of them. If you ain't got to get them all, but at least one or two. They didn't have any of that. These guys here that's out there, these are complimentary guys. They don't have one solid figure, who could take USA by storm all throughout, and we seeing it. But LeBron James, he's going to pull what a Carmelo Anthony. I think he's going to go for 3 gold medals, if I'm not mistaken. I think this could be iconic, along with the people that he brings. I think that this is going to be very pivotal, a very pivotal moment in history that we're in right now. I don't want nobody to let this go over your head. Team USA will rise. We've seen it. We heard all of the stories back in the days when Team USA has failed. They came back tenfold. You better expect it again. Team USA will be back with a vengeance, and the world knows it. Right now, everybody's enjoying themselves. Shout out Schroeder. Shout out some of these other people who had success. But they all know when it's showtime, playtime is up. And excuse me, I really want to know, is LeBron James going to reach out to the one of one, Lamelo Ball, and be one, the one of one? We all know what's going on. Listen, you got to shake things up. You got to get the people that could really hold it down. LaMelo done been over. Some of these dudes ain't never really, played at this level, going overseas, playing the international game. That's something that people don't give LaMelo Ball enough credit for. This guy can play all different types. Obviously, he can play the international game. This guy right here is just born and bred for Team USA. A lot of this is going to depend on his health. We all know that. And vice versa, the same could be said for anybody, including LeBron James. But I'm very excited at the news that I'm hearing. I'm very excited for things to come for Team USA. I think that they're in great hands. It's just a minor setback for a major comeback. It's flight sports. We're just getting into it. We got a lot of things to break down. King James has spoken, and he sent shockwaves, and the ripples are being felt all over the goddamn place. I got my man All Access in the building. Dex, talk to the people. We live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Shout out to Flight for being the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ. Listen, shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. I know we've been away from basketball for a little bit, and especially twinkling and dangling in the ball verse. But here we are. So appreciate yourself, get engaged, and let's make this dream rock. Shout out to the panel, shout out to the chat, and shout out to everybody pulling up to Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button. Y'all know the routine. Hit that subscribe button, and most definitely hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience as we sit here invited to be a part of the company of Flight Sports TV with a front row seat to witness this extravaganza. There has been a lot of kerfuffle, oh my God, on the NBA landscape on the heels of the inauguration of this season for the NFL. A lot of things have been happening. Colorado Buffalo taking the collegiate landscape by storm. Now, LeBron James reared his head because somebody, somewhere, somehow pointed up to the sky a spotlight that signaled Batman. Oh my God, here comes Batman. The Batman of the NBA, yes, the cornerstone of the franchise of the Los Angeles Lakers, the face of the NBA, the face of global basketball. LeBron James coming to the rescue. Like, how convenient is it for LeBron James to rear his head at the moment of the United States basketball team defeat? The USA basketball team in Fiba play, that international play of basketball. As we think our young men, keep in mind now, the optimal word, young, our young men over to hostile territory. Listen, do y'all know the history of the United States and the Philippines? Huh? Do you even know the Thriller in Manila with Muhammad Ali and company? The United States and the Philippines have some historical sports moments throughout the years. And this was another one. But like, I honestly believe these young men should be commemorated. We should not poo-poo on them because they went into this tournament. I don't even think there was a favorite going into the tournament, to be honest with you. Because like you said earlier, Flight, and you brought up some wondrous points about the structure of USA basketball in FIBA play. These men are young, they're complimentary. Maybe one or two are the man on their team, but most of these men, young men, that are on the rise as far as popularity and play are relegated to robbing situations. There's not too many Batmans on this team, maybe one or two, if I can even stretch it that far, being liberal when I say two. And the Batmans that's on this team, they are not like upper echelon talent in the NBA overall. So I'm not going to poo-poo on the USA due to the, and especially ain't going to poo-poo on them after one game. I mean, one day after 9/11. So we're going to give them some slack for their play overseas. And I think that Steve Kerr was kind of, in a rough position. We know a lot of us don't agree with Steve Kerr. We done heard the terms that he was the Milli Vanilli of coaching in the NBA. I just think that Steve Kerr kind of was dealt a raw hand because of the talent that was sent and the talent that was invited and accepted by his coaching staff. Because we know that coaching staff was stellar. There was no shabby coaching staff. It's just that these young men went on a arduous journey in foreign land and foreign territories under foreign rules, and they had to make adjustments. And most of them, if not all, was their first tour of duty in this kind of stellar international play, and it showed. Tyrese Halliburton, new $260 man coming off the bench. Anthony Edwards emerged as the head of the USA select basketball team. And whatever happened to the Brandon Ingram dynamic? It's like Brandon Ingram, BI, aka 24 second, but now he's 22nd BI, seemed to relegate himself to matters of nothing. And that was quite shocking to me because I thought this was going to be an international coming out party for Brandon Ingram, showcasing his skills as a replica of the uprising of a Kevin Durant style player, that archetype. And unfortunately for USA, we didn't get that from Brandon Ingram. And a lot of these guys kind of, had their solo acts, but they have this experience now. That is over with. Now it's time to break out the big barrels. No more 22s and 38 specials. No, we're talking 45s and above. We're talking some serious rounds here. I'm talking about the big guns. And LeBron saw the bat signal, and now he's calling all of the resources that is necessary to complete the task as bringing home the gold medal in Paris 2024. Upon flight, if you notice, there has been a lot of shifting the narrative for USA basketball. And I think it's cool and it should be celebrated that the United States did not win, and you have to give credit to foreign entities that ducked the United States. But I know losing to Canada for the consolidation game was kind of, we're supposed to beat Canada. It's kind of our rival as far as basketball because the majority of foreign players that plays in the NBA comes from Canada. France second. So beating Canada would have been a consolatory prize, but it didn't seem like the United States could muster up the interest in playing for the bronze. I don't like that because even if you don't get gold or silver, you still want a medal. You still want a medal coming out of this type of group play because it means a lot to medal in the international games. Now the United States did medal. Canada got that. Germany got that, so forth and so on. The big guns are coming, Flight. I'm not worried about what happened with the Anthony Edwards, the Tyrese Halliburtons, and the Jalen Bronsons, and all those secondary cats. I'm not worried about that because most of the big dogs was on vacation, whether they was in Greece, Cancun, Hawaii, the Maldives, Bora Bora, you know, the Antilles, and all those exotic places all around the world that some of us know of. And now they back off vacation, and it's time to set their record straight. And I believe they're going to set the record straight.
No, me too, Dex. I think that the Team USA is coming back with a vengeance. You brought up the big guns. What are some notable names? Obviously, we know KD, possibly Curry, Booker. What are some names that you feel that need to be, down there with LeBron James?
The top, the top 12 players in the NBA, point blank, top 12. So if we want to go by the top 12 that's eligible, right? Because now we can insert Joel Embiid, the big behemoth, because that monstrosity of a human being is now a U.S. citizen. I'm not sure if he have dual citizenship because I know that Cameroon and the United States do have diplomatic ties. So I'm not sure if he's a dual citizen or he abdicated his citizenry in Cameroon and became a full 100% citizen of the United States. So he is definitely eligible, Flight, to be a part of the star-studded big gunners that will pursue gold in Paris in 2024. Also, Jason Tatum has shown great interest. Devin Booker has already said he's on board. Now, other players are trying to get on board early, like the Darion Foxes of the world. He's trying to put his name out there in the hat to be a part of this star-studded assembly of NBA players of the top-notch degree. And then you have players like Kyle Kuzma had something to say, trying to throw a little monkey wrench in the building of something that's great. Kyle Kuzma, with his dissenting attitude, put out a message on his Twitter and via Lakers Daily that he said, basically, paraphrasing, if you're going to play with LeBron, y'all better be cool with just, standing in the corner and shoot out the corner, because Kyle Kuzma has played with LeBron for a multi years. And we all know that when you play with LeBron, outside of Kyrie Irving, but all else play with LeBron, it's a heliocentric style offense. And I don't know if LeBron is going to bring that to the international game because he didn't do it when he was there previous, under, who was that, Coach K at the time?
Yeah.
So I don't know if Kyle Kuzma is just being delirious when he says that, because those players that's coming over with LeBron, every last one of them is younger than he is. And every last one of them can put up numbers and can close out basketball games. So a heliocentric offense is not necessary for that kind of star-studded structure that will enter the 2024 Olympics in Paris, Like,
Man, those games gonna be very exciting, especially like I said, not about LeBron James. Just gonna be interesting to see who goes there. But they will be, like you said, the big guns are coming. I know that they're gonna make sure that they come for gold. So I'm not even tripping about all of this. If you Team USA, it's just gonna be interesting to see some of the younger guys that they do bring, who backs out. the status and the health of all of them, including LeBron James, because that's gonna play a major role too. I let you know these guys prioritize their NBA rosters as well, but with Team USA looking like they're reeling a little bit, the world feel like they caught up, and they really didn't. Like I said, they didn't. We all know that they didn't bring the top guns, but with the top guns coming, they're just gonna wipe everybody. Like seriously, Schroeder, some of these guys, even Team Canada. Like, come on, seriously. If they send the right people, they should beat everybody. I don't know about blowing them out by 50, 60, 70 points like they used to, but they should beat everybody. Well,
Well,
we
see, the
do
thing
well.
of it is this. The thing of it is this. That team that was assembled, that we just watched just fall flat on their face, I don't think it was assembled properly. And this is not talking from behind the curtain, because when we watch Team USA, whether in the preliminary matches, whether in group play, or whether in extended group play, we noticed that the big void was height. They were a small team playing small ball. They didn't have the height that was necessary. Even if they couldn't get the star stellar players of height, they should have got height, period. Because a lot of the players that was on that team, we don't even know. And so they could have supplement that with height. Because I don't know what favor they were doing for somebody, or was it more of a marketing ploy? Because knowing that there's teams out there that's better than the USA as constructed, you follow what I'm saying? Awesome. I.e. Spain, but they got their butts whipped. I don't think their heads wasn't ready to play or whatever. Even Australia, they got their heads whipped. So there was some other high profile international teams that was they're going to bring their those wing players. They're going to bring those guards that could rudder the ship, and the ship won't sink when it's offshore, but they will be directed regardless of the choppy waters that will be out there in international play. I believe that the team that LeBron assembles will rudder the ship to shore and will hoist the gold medal for the United States once again.
Yeah, I see guys like Dame, of course, obviously Steph. But I think if you send those guys, you good. Me personally, I don't even think you need to send everybody. I think you
Nah,
need
send
to
them.
like. I
Nah,
know
send them.
now. Due to if to me personally, if you could have just got a Damian Lillard on this team, if you could have just got
Nope.
just like one, me personally, I just think they just could have got one of these guys, one of these elite guys, and had all of these complementary pieces play alongside of it. I think that would have been good.
But Flight, remember, they got beat on the boards. They got beat in the trenches. That's where the United States Achilles heel was manifested. And a lot of these international teams exploited that, especially Lithuania. And then when you get beat in the trenches, you're giving other teams second and third opportunities to make a first impression. And when you have that, as the game prolongs, sooner or later, you're going to be withered, and you're going to be to some degree deflated, and your efforts and the energy that you're trying to muster up to continue to compete will be decimated. And that's basically what happened, because they wasn't able to outrun teams to the finish line, because other teams was getting rebounds and blocking shots and things of that nature. So you can't get out on a fast break like you want to. And then other teams will go down into the trenches and score on you. And now there's no rebound for you to kick to the outlet. You have to take the ball out from underneath the rim. And now the defense or your opponent's defense have ample time to set up to defend your offensive set. That's why they needed the height. That's why they needed the type of players that understand how to win basketball games when the chips are down. And it seemed like when the chips were down, they did have some heroic comeback. But when the chips were down to bigger teams that could shoot and stretch the floor, the USA could not respond properly. And now they sent home without any medal. That's what makes it a little embarrassing.
Yeah, sure it does. I understand, but just looking on the floor, just in the atmosphere around the other teams, it seemed like everybody looked at this USA team as food. Nobody struck fear in the hearts of the opponents. That's why I mentioned that. I know that you said now due to the fact that they just on the back foot now, you just sent all of the weaponry. But I thought that they could have got a couple of guys to go down there who could strike fear in the hearts of these opponents. Like I said, Canada looking at team, man, they was licking their chops. A lot of these teams, it's like, man, we could beat them. They not scary. This ain't the team USA. I mean, and that's probably what the hell you think they telling their teammates in their own languages. So I mean, you got guys out there wilding out. You got Austin Reeves and shit. Like, respect to Austin Reeves, but he had no business, being on Team USA.
Well, we're not going to even target Austin Reeves. There's a whole lot of players that did have no business being on Team USA. You know what I'm saying? I'll say 90% of those guys had no business being on Team USA. They're not even the second tier of the NBA. So how in the hell are they going to be first tier for international play? I just think it was more of a marketing ploy to help elevate some of those young guys' profiles so the NBA can eat off of them, Because if they send all of the big boys in that kind of atmosphere, then you don't give the Tyrese Halliburtons, the Jalen Brunsons, and the Mikal Bridges, and the Anthony Edwards, and Brandon Ingrams, and those guys, even Austin Reeves, those guys an opportunity to flourish and elevate their profile for an international in front of an international market, so the NBA can market these guys as well to that international market, because now they have some type of familiarity with the faces and game style and gameplay of some of these players that has been relegated on a popularity scale to the lower tier. So I understand that, because I know it's about money. See, I'm always thinking money when I see stuff like this. And those other guys are getting old. So the NBA have to come up underneath itself and elevate some of these other guys that are considered good guys, and give them an opportunity to expand and heighten their profile as well. Now, the reason why I want the NBA in the United States to unleash the fullness of their armory is because I believe in domination. And if you send the fullness of your armory, the United States will dominate. I mean, they're going to be favored every game. And I know the international play is getting better. And that gives the international or the Olympic Committee, the IOC, that gives the IOC leverage to market United States basketball against the world. Because now they're on that regime thing again. Can the United States do it? You understand what I'm saying? If they would have sent the big guns for the FIBA and they won, it's hard to market the United States because everybody look at them as the Godzilla of basketball. Now, since they did not win, they did not medal, this is a good backstory to feed those fan bases internationally that's anti-America because America didn't medal in the FIBA basketball group. You follow what I'm saying? So this is another marketing ploy that can help the IOC bring in some fruitful dollars. Like,
Right. No, you got a great point. Let's see if these young players could take whatever they learned, onto their respective basketball teams because they have gotten a higher profile, and some of these guys were on their way to stardom. Now let's see. A lot of these guys got a lot of hype. You know, Brunson, not just Reeves, like you said, Brunson. He played well for New York. I hold him accountable. He caught a lot of people by surprise. Let's see what happens this year. With New York and Brunson and all these other guys. I like R.J. Barrett, what he was doing out there. I think that he's going to be able to take what he learned out here with Canada, take it to a leadership position up there in New York. So I like a lot of things. I think that the international game when these guys play, I think it's very good. We've always seen the carryover, and then we've seen it firsthand with the Redeem team. I don't know if people remember the Redeem team. You remember when they had the Redeem team when it was Kobe, LeBron James, all of them was
Carmelo.
Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they all came back to their respective teams like much better. And that's where you see LeBron and Kobe truly develop a relationship. And then we seen it continue. So that's one of the best things I do like about the Olympics, the carryover to the main team. But they all they're going home on a sorry note, so I don't know.
Well, I think this could be the Dream Team Part 2 version. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this gives the United States a strong markability to see if they can retain their dominance or return to dominance. And so the world will be watching the United States as they enter the thicket of international play. Can they regain their prominence as overlords over world basketball competition? And then if the United States do win gold, Noah Lyles will have to apologize. Because right now, Noah Lyles, the track star for the United States, is sticking his chest out. And he has somewhat been vindicated by saying that the NBA are not world champions. And through this international play, they prove Noah Lyles was right. They are not world champions. So the Redeem Team Part 2 have an opportunity to make Noah Lyles eat crow. And you know that's going to be a backstory because they are going to be in Paris together. Basketball, track and field. So that's going to be an interesting story as the Olympics in Paris unfold as well. So there's a lot of content to be made here building up to the Olympics, and especially during the season, because we want to see, like you said, Flight, what did these young players get out of that experience playing international basketball? Did their profile heighten to the point where they now have international sustainability as far as promotion-wise? We already know that Lamelo Ball is there. See, and this is what I was trying to tell certain knuckleheads that was on the stream when it came to Lamelo Ball. I was like, dude, Lamelo Ball is already an international star. He don't have to be a part of that team. Now, if you want to see him, that's one thing. But you don't have to be a part of it. He's already international. You follow what I'm saying? Because even though he was injured in the offseason, he was ready to play in the international basketball, the Fiba basketball. He was ready to play. And he could have been eligible to play. But I see how the NBA is already working. LaMelo Ball, as far as internationally, he's good. He's marketable. You know what happened when he played international? his jersey was like the #1 sale internationally. So the NBA says, okay, we already know that 1-on-1 is good on the international level. Let's see, let's try to get some of these other guys. These guys just got a raise in their salary, $260 million. Let's see if we can market that $260 million, and let's see if the NBA can get some shares from the notoriety of the announcement of those rookie extension contracts. LaMelo doesn't need that. He's already good. We've seen when he traveled to Paris, it was hysteria, mad hysteria. You know, we see how people gobbling his shoes. We ain't hearing that from these other youngsters. That's part of his peer group, and especially part of that 2020 class. And we know that has been the richest, most lucrative class draftees in NBA history. And LaMelo Ball was the third pick of that.
Next, I want to add something to what you just said, because when you just speaking, you kind of had like gave me an epiphany. You brought up LaMelo Ball being this international star, and then you also brought up the Dream Team Part 2 or Redeem Team Part 2, like you said. I think that could be very, very pivotal, because could you imagine the fanfare and all of the craziness that could be around LeBron, around Melo, around Curry, around this? I mean, now you're talking, Dex.
LaMelo Ball will be.
Melo just came from a world tour, several countries, like you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm just thinking about the atmosphere around each individual
Oh,
player.
he would be an Olympic. He would be a part of the Olympics if he's healthy. You hear me? LaMelo Ball would be a part of Olympics if he's healthy. That's gonna be a given. And I don't think you know what, it'd be hard to put him on the bench. See, it was easy to put Tyrese Halliburton on the bench with that second class talent. Well, I would say second class. Take that back. Third class talent. That was third class talent for India. So it would be hard for them to put LaMelo Ball on the bench. But if they do happen to put him on the bench, respecting other gold medalists that medal before he even got on the team, you can understand why he would come off the bench. But he will come off the bench early and he will play longer, if that's the case. So all LaMelo Ball have to do is be healthy. Just be healthy, and you're going to be on that team. The United States will not bargain LaMelo Ball reputation and his popularity internationally. That's something that they will not bargain. So that's a non-negotiable aspect of the Redeem Team Part 2 in Paris 2024. LaMelo Ball will be a part of that 12-unit or 15-unit team, depending on how many they're going to take. You can best believe that. But it only is predicated on LaMelo Ball health going into the summer of 2024.
Yeah, man. Health is just crazy, man. Like I said, all of these players going down, and you never know. You can't predict the injury. That's one thing. But give credit to the team that did go out there. Like, they did have some bright spots. It seemed like everything was good. But, you know, they got tested. What about some of the coaching? You see, you brought up Steve Kerr. You like Kerr and these guys, or Spoelstra?
Well, I like Spoelstra more than Steve Kerr, because Spoelstra is more of a coach-up guy. Steve Kerr is more of a let you do your thing guy. And these players are not qualified to be coached in a way that they can do their thing. Now, to some degree, you can give Anthony Edwards the edge, or Brandon Ingram the edge over the rest of them. But I think X's and O's would have suited this team more better than being led by the Steve Kerr style coaching because Steve Kerr has been privileged and to some degree spoiled to have some of the best talent to ever grace a 94 case in history. Okay. So that right? All you got to do is watch and see if they're fatigued or not. That's your main job, is to pay attention to the attrition of these players night in and night out. Who's heads in the game, who's not too much in the game. That's it. But as far as X's and O's and scheming anything, nah, you don't have to do that. Eric Spoelstra is King Midas when it comes to that. Because basically everything he touches turns to gold. Look at the type of team Eric Spoelstra have had since the departure of the Dwayne Wades, of the Chris Boshes, of the LeBron James. And he still has been able, in their absence, to get to finals. 2 finals. He got to 2 finals outside of those guys. And both times he went to the finals, he was overmatched. And he was an overwhelming underdog. So when you see Eric Spoelstra and you watch how he pursued his players and how Eric Spoelstra spies out his opponents, I think he's a much better coach than Steve Kerr. I think he's heads and shoulders above Steve Kerr if you want to be straight up with it. Steve Kerr is good. He's a Hall of Fame coach now. But he's a Hall of Fame coach with developed talent. He doesn't develop talent. As you can see, the James Wiseman of the world, the Jordan Pooles of the world, the Kumingas of the world, a lot of these guys are not excelling under Steve Kerr's watch. But when you look over at Eric Spoelstra, oh my God, it's a litany of players that have over-excelled and have extended themselves to higher play and surprising a lot of us who have observed these players ascend to the levels that they have ascended to under Eric Spoelstra. So I believe that this team could have been betterly made or even more lucrative in their play if Eric Spoelstra was a head honcho over Steve Kerr. That's what I believe. I don't think Steve Kerr have too much patience with trying to develop players to a height based on the fact that he has been spoiled with the play of the Steph Currys, the Klay Thompsons, the Draymond Greens, or even the Kevon Looneys of the world. You know what I'm saying? The Kevin Durant's that walk through the doors, the corridors of the Oakland Arena, the Chase, even the Chase Arena, because he was there for the first year, the Chase Arena, things of that nature. So that's how I see it. Like I would take Eric Spoelstra over that structured team that just lost than a Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, if he gets in Paris, if he coached that team, yeah, I think Steve Kerr would be wonderful for that team.
What do you think about him reuniting with Eric Spoelstra? Because we all know they did some crazy things up there in Miami. Some say it was unfinished business. It ended kind of crazy. We never really seen them really get together like that since. What would that be like? Because I think that's an automatic gold medal right there in itself. You got LeBron reconnecting with Spo. How big would that be for basketball and obviously for the gold medal?
Yeah, you're talking about LeBron reconnecting. When you say he is LeBron, right?
Yeah, LeBron reconnected with Eric Spoelstra.
Listen, first of all, that narrative is a miscue. LeBron didn't have no problem with Eric Spoelstra per se, because Eric Spoelstra is operating a system that has been dictated by Pat Riley and has been maintained throughout the years. So LeBron had a issue with the ownership. He didn't have an issue with Pat Riley per se. It's the ownership that LeBron had an issue with. And that ownership group did allow LeBron to have some diva ways, you know. But then, you know, Pat Riley was like, okay, wait a minute now, you know, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. You can't just put everybody on the airplane. So we're gonna have to kind of, you know, back up a little bit. And I think LeBron and his immaturity at the time didn't you know, it was a shock to him because he was always been cuddled and treated with more than the average, if I'm superstar or star in the league. So Pat Riley kind of abruptly pumped the brakes on some of the diva treatment, and the media got a hold to it and felt that, you know, Pat Riley was doing a disservice because this is the king. He's the face of the league. Let him have what he wants. You know what I mean? Because he does more for the league having these things than not having these things. Because the league was making so much money beyond the LeBron contract. So I think that's where the miscue is at. So it wasn't from Pat Riley on down. It was from ownership on up with LeBron. LeBron doesn't really have issue with the help because he already knows that. You know what I'm saying? He knows he's the face of the NBA. He knows this, whether he says it or not. So he's not going to have an issue with the help because if that was the case, Luke Walton would have never been the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers when he got there. So he doesn't have an issue with the help. He's not going to say, hey, man, fire Luke Walton. No, you should already know this. You should already have that in place upon me coming there and make my stay comfortable. And that didn't happen. Jeannie Buss almost screwed that up. And, you know, the NBA had to get involved in that situation. And guess what happened? Luke Walton got fired immediately upon the ending of that season, right? But Jeannie Buss had said, in Luke we trust. I mean, come on, man, you hippies. In Luke you trust? Because Luke is a hippie like you? You know, a San Diego beach bum? Are you serious? You understand what I'm saying? So the league had to come in like, come on, man, look, get a coach. Okay? If Ty Lue didn't accept it, that's on Ty Lue. But you can't, Luke Walton can't coach LeBron. That's a no-no. And so the NBA have to step in on that. But to go back to what you said, and I digress, but defending LeBron, he don't have problem with the help because he feels that the ownership and the people from the upper tier of management should already know how to construct a roster and coaching staff when LeBron comes to your organization. Now, if you guys feel that that's some bull ticky, well, hell, MJ had a change of direction when Doug Collins was the coach and then Phil Jackson had to come in. You follow what I'm saying? So you don't make it like that. Magic Johnson, same thing, right? Magic Johnson didn't get along with old boy and he got to get up out of there. And he was a playoff coach. You know? Larry Bird, Casey Jones. You know what I'm saying? So there's issues with star players and coaching staff. But nevertheless, LeBron is so above all of that madness. And LeBron is not my guy, so I'm not parading LeBron. I'm just being honest with you, giving you guys a synopsis of how this works. LeBron is so above all that madness that the higher ups in the executive managerial position should already have that clear when he comes. So all he has to do is focus on basketball and focus on the players that playing with him so he can keep the NBA moving forward.
I got a question and challenge, John. Okay, but what about LeBron James just coming to already organizations that have shit in place already? Like looking before you get into LA, look at Cleveland. They had a wealth of young talent there. They had a coach in place in David Blatt. he came there and just screwed all of that up. All of that was in place. They didn't, look what happened with Luke. Luke Walton thinking he about to run a new young Laker roster and build it all the way up, even though that never happens in LA. And then LeBron comes there. Luke was already there. It wasn't like they hired his ass while he was on the roster. Then that would have just been egregious. But the fact these people was already in place, and LeBron had to shake the deck a little bit. So that's more what I was saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got, like I said before, I don't know how much of it that you heard. I said when LeBron comes in, he's above the fray. Okay, coaching staff and all that, that's the fray. He's above that. He's an eagle. He's an eagle that's flapping his wings, and you got to be prepared to win immediately. He expedite the winning situation. So that's
I heard everything you said. How could the Lakers be prepared to win immediately when he came to the roster and the coach was there and he didn't like him? So,
well, from a Knicks fan, I understand that question.
David Blatt was there already.
Listen, okay, which one we talking about, the Lakers or Cleveland? Because that's two different situations.
Well, both of them are the same.
It's two different situations, bro.
In the same. We had two coaches that was there already, that was in place prior to him signing.
Well, let me go with the Lakers first, because that's more salacious than freaking deadhead Cleveland. Now with the Lakers fans are spoiled. We know we are spoiled. Yeah, listen, no, if you're a Laker fan and you claim that you ain't spoiled, that's a damn lie. Unless you became a Laker fan after the Shaq and Kobe era. Now I can understand you might not be spoiled, because after the Kobe Shaq era, Lakers had a rough patch that they couldn't get to those Western Conference Finals for a minute until that awesome trade with Paul Gasol Company. You know what I'm saying? So then we became spoiled again. But when LeBron comes to your team, when you have a team that have a lot of young players that's running up and down the court and the basketball IQ is not as high, and I'm excluding Lamelo Ball in this, but when you have those players, the basketball IQ was not high, and Magic Johnson is constantly in the media telling Laker fans, be patient, we got something big coming, and when this big thing comes, we're going to start winning again, right? The big thing came, and what was that big thing? LeBron James. So once LeBron James made up his mind to come to the Los Angeles Lakers, now it's winning time all over again. So you got to clear the path in order for LeBron James to be successful. And the way that roster was constructed, it was not conducive for a winning atmosphere with LeBron. Now, I understand the Lakers was at the 4th seed when LeBron got injured, right? They was all the way at number 4. LeBron got injured. They slipped to number 6, to number 7. Then Lonzo got injured. They were still playoff back because they felt the energy that LeBron had in that locker room that propelled them and kept them to a sustainable level where they were still eligible for playoff play. But once Lonzo got injured, then it was over with. But what I'm saying is this: even if they would have made the playoffs, right, they was not going to be champions. They probably would have made the playoffs, and LeBron would have broke that playoff drought in his first year, and he would have maintained his consecutive playoff run. But when he got hurt, he got hurt. What can you do? Luke Walton was not the type of coach that could coach a team of LeBron's team into the playoffs. He couldn't do it. You follow what I'm saying? Because if he was able to do it, he should have did it the first year. Because the Lakers did win 35 games, even with bad coaching under Luke Walton. So if Luke Walton was half of a good coach, that 35 games could have turned into 45 games. They could have won 10 more games more because Luke Walton was playing with a lot of the young rookies. and second-year player Brandon Ingram. So Magic Johnson had to step in and say, okay, if you're not organizing this right and designing more plays for Brandon Ingram to be, a part of the offense because he was one of the older guys, even though he was a second-year guy, then we're going to put the ball in Brandon Ingram's hands. We're going to force him to be what we think he can be. So we're going to let him run some point. That was disaster. You follow what I'm saying? But Magic is trying to show the world that this dude don't know what the fuck he's doing. But Jeannie, she want her ayahuascas and she wants her, maybe marijuana. I don't know. I'm just saying. She wants those little things, what the hippies do, mainly ayahuascas, and wasn't paying no fucking attention. And so all the blame gets shifted on Magic because Magic is there sometimes, Magic is not there. So, but all the blame is going to be shifted on Magic, right? Even though Magic didn't hire Luke Walton, he wanted Luke Walton out. So when LeBron James led Lakers, Luke Walton didn't know what the hell he was doing. Even though the Lakers in the fourth seed, which was impressive. You follow what I'm saying? But it wasn't really that impressive to me because the Lakers without LeBron won 35 freaking games. And the Lakers with LeBron won 37 games. Albeit LeBron did exit the season early and Lonzo Ball exit the season early. Then I think Brandon Ingram exit the season early. I think they had to finish with Kyle Kuzma and company. So that's why LeBron James is an important factor because he is the NBA, whether you like it or not. And the NBA going to cater to him to some degree, whether you like it or not. And I'm telling you, it would have been a better team with LeBron and Lonzo and all those other guys if Jeannie would have listened to Magic. Because Anthony Davis was coming. The only reason why Anthony Davis came a year too soon was because Luke Walton didn't know what the hell he was doing. She shouldn't have even been there. I know that was his second year and they fired him. I don't care. Pay him. LeBron is going to make up the money that you lose paying Luke Walton off the books. He's going to make that up. You follow what I'm saying? Because you can raise the ticket prices with LeBron in uniform. People want to see LeBron, whether you're in town or out of town. You want to come see LeBron, and especially playing for a glorified legacy team like the Los Angeles Lakers. So you don't think he's going to do that for the Olympics? You don't think those players is going to show up when LeBron said, let's show up? You know how much marketing dollars is going to be behind the Redeem team too? Because so many eyes going to descend on the U.S. Olympic team in Paris, which is an attractive world location anyway, one of the most visited tourist spots in the world, Paris, France. You don't think some players are going to take the opportunity to try to increase their brand and network playing with LeBron in the Olympics? Hell yeah, they is. These players are not stupid. If they're healthy, they're coming. Whoever he calls. This is why you got some of the all-stars, but they're, not the upper tier all-stars, but the second, third tier all-stars already putting their name in the hat. That's why you move heaven and earth for LeBron James when he comes and be a part of your organization. So going over to Cleveland, to Mr. Black, he's an international coach, right? He ain't did nothing in the NBA, so he don't want the respect that you trying to give him or other people trying to give him by smutting LeBron's, how will I say this? By no, I'm not going to say smudging. I'm not going to say that. Begrudging LeBron James' ways when it comes to him inserting his power as the face of the NBA. Then Black is nothing. He's nobody. What have he done since? Yes, get him out of there. Put my guy in here. You know what I'm saying? Who is this dude anyway? You know, we don't even, you don't know what he sound like in a locker room. How we know his accent is very intelligible? We don't know that. How we know if he don't need a interpreter? He's not speaking our language. We know Ty Lue can speak our language. Ty Lue can get down with the get down, and it shows because Ty Lue coached a LeBron team that was down 3-1 to the best single season team of all time, the Golden State Warriors of 2000. What was that 15? I mean 16, and they won. They won. So you can say, okay, Draymond Green got out, Steph Curry kind of got hurt, Andre Iguodala got hurt, the injuries. Well, that's attrition. You gotta get your body right for that. Because when LeBron gets hurt, ain't nobody crying Dixie. It's 2 tears in the bucket. Fuck it, right? So the same thing applies to those who play against LeBron. LeBron James, with his presence as Batman and Kyrie as Robin, made the Golden State Warriors the single season best team of all time come unraveled. You got Draymond Green losing focus, kicking people in the groin, and causing them getting suspended, getting texts to the point, up to that point, I think he had 3 texts up to that point that disqualified him for participating in the next game. That has nothing to do with LeBron. That has everything to do with Draymond Green coming unglued by the scenes. And we know once Draymond Green went out, a lot of people call it a stimulus package by getting him suspended. A LeBron stimulus package. No Draymond Green. But nevertheless, Draymond Green did this to himself. And Draymond Green should have recognized in that moment that I'm the heartbeat of this team. I'm the pulse. I make this team go. I keep them gritty. I keep them focused. I keep the heat on their backside. Draymond Green lost focus. The team softened up. And LeBron James and company kicked their derriere. Kicked their derriere right out of the history books. Because I'm telling you, if Golden State would have won that championship, they would have been the greatest team assembled of all time. Like,
Yeah, I'm here with
so
you,
that's
bro.
why you move heaven and earth for LeBron James.
No, you got to definitely do that. We can't discredit that. You know, you're gonna see teams do that in his advanced age. You know, we don't know what's going on yet with Brownie, but I expect teams to try to do something crazy to try to get Brownie James. You know, thinking that it's a package deal. If you know, we won't move too soon, but just speaking on that front, but it's definitely crazy. You know, but it's good to see LeBron James taking another leadership position like he always does. But this time for Team USA. We always see Carmelo Anthony, the guy vocal and out there, you know, but now we see LeBron James taking some ownership. It's definitely nice to see, in my humble opinion. It's definitely good.
Yeah, you know,
Good.
another thing is that, let me cut you, but I just want to put this in before I forget. You know, I'm an old head. Another thing, I believe Anthony Edwards was auditioning for that 2024 team in Paris. I really believe that. The way he was playing, despite what was going on the floor with the USA team and some of the infighting, I think he was auditioning to be a part of LeBron James' assemblage of the 2024 U.S. Olympic team. And would that be grander if Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball be a part of that team? 2 budding stars in the NBA, and we already know LaMelo got the global appeal. Be a part of that team in Paris and on the floor at the same time, and Anthony Edwards catching oops from LaMelo Ball. Man, they would tear down that arena in Paris. Go ahead, Fly.
No, that'd be definitely unbelievable. Like you said, if that was to happen, and it'd be good to see them two actually playing together. It seems like the media is always trying to pit them two against each other. The fan bases put them two against each other. Seem like you can't like one without hating the other. And these two don't have a hateful relationship, believe it or not. Anthony Edwards, even though he been salty, he definitely applauded LaMelo when he won Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. Of course he didn't. He did some interviews after, and he definitely always paid homage. So these two are going to be linked. I wish they was in the same conference because I think that it would be even more, immense. But it would be good to see if these two could play together, to see how they would play alongside of each other. We see Lamelo Ball. He don't even got much talent. He out there in Charlotte. And I can only imagine if he could play alongside LeBron, alongside this guy, that guy, pick and rolls with AD. Are you serious, Dex? I mean,
That would be
this,
crazy.
like, yeah, it would. And I think that he could, not only it would be good for himself, but I think he could take these guys' games to levels that I don't think they've reached yet.
He would make the game so much easier for a lot of these players that are kind of fickle or maybe nervous a little bit. I'm talking about the young players, not the ones with experience. And having him
And then you don't
present,
have a, yeah.
yeah, having LaMelo Ball present will be helpful because I don't think they're going to take all old players. I think they're going to take a few young players along with them as well. So the battle is going to be between LaMelo and Tyrese Halliburton, maybe for the young player as a reserve point guard. And so we'll see if who reigns supreme out of that competition. That's going to be plucked from the basket of LeBron James. I can't hear you if you still there.
Nah, I'm here. But
Yeah. So that's going to be exciting to watch unfold if those two will team up and and be a perfect collaboration out there on that court. But like I said, it's a lot of basketball to be played that's coming up into the season, and there's going to be a lot of players outside of the main cast going to be auditioning for LeBron throughout the season to try to qualify for his interest and be a part of that U.S. Dream Redeem Team 2 seeking gold for the up to time.
Yeah, what'd you say? My bad. No, I was listening to what you were saying. It's just I just ran into some crazy shit. There you go. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out Slim. Shout out Thunder. Everybody, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in with me tonight. This has been a crazy situation involving USA basketball. Definitely want to wish and hopes that everything works itself out with these two. Hang on one second.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the basketball season coming up. I mean, football has came in with a tsunami of interest with the Jets, with the Cowboys, with the 49ers. I mean, it's just crazy how the NFL just blustered their way through the media landscape. So I just find that quite intriguing. And then you have the Colorado Buffaloes that's taking over college football, and the NBA losing its luster to some degree with that U.S. team of the Fiba group play not meddling and coming back to the state without any hardware. We're not accustomed to that as USA basketball fans. That is something that we're not accustomed to see the United States participating in any kind of international play and not coming back with any hardware to showcase and show off before the world.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you're right. You're right about that, Dex, man. Like I said, the hardware is there's gonna be some hardware to show for them, man. These guys gonna get gold. I'm very excited for the new roster that they do assemble, because I do think that they just need to shake things up. In my humble opinion. Um, anyways, what about some of these other people on different rosters, like Team Canada? What do you think about the other people? Schroeder. We all know Team USA was horrible. What do you think about the other teams?
Uh, Team Canada, I mean, that damn Dylan
Yeah,
Brooks.
I'm sorry. Hang on one second. I'm sorry. 30 seconds. No, you go. You go. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm saying that damn Dylan Brooks redeemed himself to some degree, because he beat the United States, and Canada do receive a medal. I know the United States didn't really feel up to par to play in some type of uh, conciliar- con- conciliatory game, and that's not what the United States do. But I still believe they should have won. They should have went for that medal, so they come home with some kind of hardware, something they can look forward to as a future unfold in the NBA, and they will soon be the face of USA team as the. Oh, I'm sorry. Did y'all hear me? I don't know if anybody can hear me. Mic check. Mic check. Uh, Mic check. Can y'all hear me? I don't know. Light, if you can hear me, let me know, please, because I know I'm in a difficult situation. Yo, can anybody in the chat let me know they can hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you. My bad.
Oh man, somebody got to do something.
Yeah, but
Okay, I
everybody
don't know
said
how
good
much
until
they
you.
can hear me, but like I said, is that Dylan Brooks had basically redeemed himself as a Canadian basketball player by eliminating the United States and preventing him to medal in the international basketball play. So that's good for Dylan Brooks. Now, for Dennis Schroeder company, Germany, I think they won the cup, right?
Yeah,
Didn't they come out as champs?
they did.
Because I didn't watch the championship game. Because
Germany
once
did.
the United States was done, I was there.
Germany
So
did.
that's good for Germany and Dennis Schroeder to come out as champions because I don't think they was expected to win. So that should I know Dennis Schroeder one time when Dirk Nowitzki was walking through the arena, Dennis Schroeder jumped out of nowhere and shot the heck out of Dirk Nowitzki. He didn't know what was coming at him. All we saw was his black mask shooting from his blind side. But it was all fun and games because all he did was give him a hug and they both recognized each other because we already know that Dirk Nowitzki is the most celebrated German player in the history of German basketball. So Dennis Schroeder was just, dapping him up and showing appreciation for him. But it was a funny thing how Dirk as tall as he is, and the way he flinched when Dennis Schroeder came shooting out from his blind side, all he saw was black matter just coming towards him in a menacing way. And Dirk reacted to it. That was so funny. But yeah, salute to Germany, salute to Canada. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, they show you damn right. It is what it is. Man, shout out to RJ Barrett and them dudes, man. We think about RJ. What he gonna bring to the Knicks?
Yeah, your boy RJ. I can barely hear you, Flat. I don't know if you can barely hear me. But yeah, your boy RJ. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really watch Canada because they didn't really pique my interest. But Dylan Brooks, it seemed like when Canada was playing, it seemed like his antics always stood out because he played a villain role. And so that kind of made me put eyes on him to some degree, but not much because I was barely even watching the United States because I just knew they wasn't going to win no gold. I felt that from the beginning. Once I saw how this team was assembled, I didn't have faith in them bringing home the gold. Actually, I'm impressed that they even got to the semifinals. I'm gonna be real with you. I was impressed they got to the semifinals. I thought they would be eliminated sooner than that. I knew they would get out of their group play, but I didn't know how far they would go into group two. And they did impress me by getting to the semifinals. And they almost won that game. It was a heartbreaker, but yet they still lost.
Yeah, man, you're right about that. Give major props to them dudes. Let's see what they look like when the chips really on deck. You know, it's been all fun and games for these guys. I want to see what it's really like when the competition get upped. What is Germany gonna do? Let's see how close the world really, has truly gotten. Because we've heard all of that was wild. Shut up, Purple baby. What's good, Purple?
Miss, how are you?
Chilling. We're sitting there politicking, talking about the situation involving USA basketball. What's your thoughts on the situation with USA basketball?
Um, I just know, like, I didn't know until now because I like, don't get me wrong, I've heard of like the FIBA tournament and stuff like that, but I just didn't know that it was like two completely different teams. It was different from the Olympics, basically. But I mean, I said from the beginning when I seen like the players that was on this team and everybody was trying out, like, especially if you've never played overseas before, it's just different. You got to go in there and play as a team more than just play solo, like play ISO ball and stuff like that. You have to play like a real team. Like, it's the rules is different. You're not playing by American rules. And now they know, everybody deserves to learn sometimes. So maybe it'll be a different approach. But I don't like us as a country, people in America saying, well, we always lose, or, we don't do this and that in the FIBA tournament, but we always win the Olympics though. But whether they're American players or foreign players, y'all said the NBA got the best players in the league, and whether they're American or not, they didn't do nothing in FIBA. Like, you can't run your mouth like that. Like, it was just embarrassing on that front.
What'd you say at the end?
No, I'm saying, like, I'm seeing a lot of videos where people are saying like, oh, when it comes to FIBA, like, they never win. They never win. We always win in the Olympics and things like that because that's where our A team is. And it's just like, to me, that's copping out. Like, if you saying you got the best, my mentality going into that, even if I'm on the FIBA team, no, I'm gonna try to win it because I can't go back and say that I'm the best and I'm not winning that FIBA tournament. That's crazy.
Nah, you're right. That's facts. It's gonna be good. What you think about Lamelo Ball? We brought up a question about Lamelo possibly getting down there. We got LeBron running around. He running his mouth. He trying to get people on the roster. Is Lamelo gonna be one of the guys contacted?
I don't know. You know, we'll see. We'll see because I mean I seen a huge moment, you know, after they lost to Germany for the for I think it was for the gold medal, right? Because Canada won the silver, um, or whatever it was. But when they lost, I did see a lot of push for not just LaMelo to be on that FIBA team, but also Trae Young. So we'll see if both of them can make the Olympic team and stuff like that. Probably is back up to 9 out of 10, but as long as they make it, you know. But we'll see. Because a lot of people wasn't satisfied with Halliburton's play. I heard a
What you?
lot of positive things about Anthony Edwards, but I also heard some
Nah,
negative. It was
I'm about
50.
to say that. I ain't been on
Yeah.
positive. I
And then
mean,
Austin
fake
Reeves,
ass Dwayne Wade.
You know, Steve Kerr.
You just glossed over that one.
Which one?
What'd you say?
What about Austin Reeves?
No, I said that Anthony Edwards. I said that fake ass Dwayne.
No, I mean, like I said, I don't like he can feel that if he want to be Jordan tomorrow, he can be Jordan tomorrow. That's not what I think he is.
I know you
Like
like
I just
Edwards.
look at him as Anthony Edwards. I hate when people give these guys comp and say that's what they're going to be. They play just like it. And now people drop. I mean, even though he did say that, but still, like, come on, bro. He went over there and played, and this is a conversation that we as Americans, a lot of us don't want to have. They went over there and played the American style of basketball and found out real fast
Man,
that you can't play that way.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't like the fact that he was running around talking about he was D Wade. And then he had all these fools running around. Well, actually, I ain't gonna lie. I think he did try to debunk it. I think he did try to slow the D Wade shit down. But he ain't no D Wade, man. People need to look at D Wade history. This dude ain't nothing like Dwayne Wade.
Yeah. It's just funny. Like,
He's gonna be alright though.
yeah, he
He's
gonna
a
be.
he's a, he's a great player. I
Yeah,
was discussing that before. I said that basically you don't have to hate one to love the other. It seems like Melo fans, we gotta hate Edwards. Edwards fans gotta hate Melo fans, and it shouldn't be like that.
you're right. It shouldn't. It definitely shouldn't. But it's going to for the rest of their careers. They gonna get compared, and stuff like that. So, but we'll see. Like I was just looking.
So he's looking at what?
I said I'm just looking at the commentary because we know the Olympics is in 2024 and stuff like that. We'll see who make it. Cause all the guys like KD and them, they old,
No, yeah, but I mean they still dominant.
but they're old. Like, come on, man.
I mean they still gonna cause a problem
But
for them
here's
dudes.
my problem. You don't feel that? Do you? First of all, let's ask it from the American point of view.
KD
Do you
ain't that
feel
old
that
man. No.
not LeBron, but Jokic, Doncic, Embiid, and Giannis dominate the league with their play, or how they play, rather, not with their play?
Um, I don't
Or
know.
do you feel people overhype how they play, and they good, but they ain't as good as what people say?
I don't know. You got a good point.
Because I'm not for sure I don't think the Olympics play by, the American rules, if I'm correct. And that's the issue. Like, yeah, and B said he was gonna play for the US, so that really don't matter there. But um it's just interesting. I was like, yeah, they can go and gather up the best of the best, KD and stuff like that, and Steph. And I know they're good, but are they going to be better than what Luka is going to walk into? I don't know if Giannis is going to play for the U.S. We don't know that yet. But if Giannis go back home and play for his team, because chemistry was a thing too, because they was like, this ain't a team. These other countries, a lot of them didn't just throw a team together of the best players in the league. These are a group of players that been playing with each other. So there's that factor.
Yeah, as many factors. What you think about Team USA's coaching?
You said, what do I think of who's coaching?
Team USA, Steve Kerr, Spoelstra, and these guys. Oh
Well,
boy.
terrible.
Oh wow.
He ain't Steve Curry at all. He was playing guys out of position and all. Like terrible. Terrible, man. Just terrible. Like I can't believe he went and coached in Fiba like that. Like that's an absolute no, man. You got to do better. I'm starting to really believe what people said about him and Mark
Oh,
Jackson,
I was telling you.
because I'm like, man, what are you doing? This is not the
Oh,
NBA. This is FIBA.
Mark Jackson got fucked over.
Hold on, I'm doing something right now. I'll be right back.
You good? You brought up Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson definitely got fucked over. But it's just like that Kaepernick situation. Like today, they're talking about the Jet situation. They're bringing up Colin Kaepernick. They're just bringing up these people just to bring their names up. They don't really want these people around. Same thing is being said for that is crazy. Yeah. Shout out Thunder. He said Giannis is really just David Robinson. Wow. Shout out David Robinson, man. Some of y'all don't even know about David Robinson. Y'all just waving his name around. David Robinson was all right back in the days, man. He was doing his thing. Since Luka won't play in the Olympics next year, we haven't confirmed that yet. We're gonna find that out. There's a lot of things. There's still some unknowns involving a lot, but we're gonna find out. All we know is Team USA is currently assembling the dream team. Assembling a squad that should be a force to be reckoned with. And I got the utmost confidence that they're gonna get the job done. I remember USA basketball back in the days. All of our great players have participated in it. Like I said, I can't wait to see this next iteration, of what they're gonna put out there, and really try to take over. And the world, and give credit to the teams around the world. Do I believe that the gap is completely closed? No, but I do believe that it's very much more competitive. And it's going to be a problem. I don't think that USA is going to be dominating teams like they used to, blowing them out by 50 and 60 points. I think those days are going to slow down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like.
But I think, they still should beat them by like 20. And with LeBron, it should be 20-point blowouts.
But you talking about a LeBron that's gonna be 39. I think
he strikes fear. Fear. But go ahead. You got a point though.
I think KD like 34, so he'll be 35. Like they're gonna be a year older by the time the Olympics start. Some of them might be coming off of a long playoff run. Some of them might be short. Some of them, all of those guys like Booker and them, they should all be making the playoffs and whatever. But you got to factor that in too, because I know Booker and Tatum. They said Booker and Tatum is supposed to be on the team. I did see a list with De'Aaron Fox's name on there. That's a young guy. But I'm like, the players that y'all want to depend on, these guys are older, like, and they gotta work in a team setting. Like, you can't do that individual ball. I
No.
think Anthony Davis, I think they said Anthony Davis supposed to be on the team. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that, Thunder.
Yeah. Shout out Thunder. KD a jump shooter, so his age won't even hurt him like that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I want to see how the rest of the team look.
Yeah, me too. I think man, they're gonna be all right. I think they're gonna bring Dame. They're gonna bring Steph. They're gonna bring Booker. They're gonna bring out the big guns. You know, who knows? Bradley Beal might be on the roster. Shit, he out there in Phoenix. He might as well come on. There's a couple. We're gonna find out. All I know is they're gonna be bringing the squad, and everybody better look out. And every team will have to pay homage when it's done. Somebody said James Winston is a real option. They're trolling. Shout out in the chat.
I think, you got it. Smart.
Say it one more time.
So they just gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Because you can't go into the Olympics playing an American style of ball. The rules are different.
Yep. Well, you're right about that. They still dominant. Listen, I think that they just needed to play more serious, man. I think this team right here had some early success. They was having fun. They just got all happy go lucky. You know, I think that this team could have won gold. I think that they needed to get serious out there though. Like that's why I say you needed to get somebody who could get the locker room just shifted, get everybody focused. You got a lot of young people in there. Nobody really want to put the hammer down. Who on that roster was gonna get the shit organized? Was gonna really like, yo, we gotta do this and like this. No, I don't think nobody had that vote. All of them kind of were like peers. Who Portis? You think Portis was gonna be the guy? He came. Yeah, come on. I mean, he ain't gonna be able to pull off those kind of things. So that's why I think that they needed to get somebody like who could strike fear, who could command that kind of respect in the locker room, who could cut the laugh and the joking off, who could, things of that nature. And that's some shit LeBron. That he's just like I said, LeBron is gonna do that shit immediately. He's just gonna come out and just get them just circulating, pause. Everybody gonna be in motion. Shout out my man Calfani in the chat.
Yeah, shout out to Flex Sports TV, man. Yeah, man, USC, we can say they dropped the ball, like I said,
Wow.
it's just that that you can't underestimate guys, even though they're international players, you can't underestimate these guys because, you can be out there, let's be real. You have to understand that these guys has gotten better over the years, and they putting in work too in the gym. We first lost to Lithuania. Young guys over there half size, they beat us on the boards.
It's Lithuania.
Lithuania
It's a
high size. They beat us on the board. That's what killed us in that game. And I think we had a chance to beat Germany, but I think it was a little lack of defense in the end. And Steve Kerr, we got he didn't play some other guy. It was two other guys on the bench he should have played, but he didn't. So I don't know what the hell he was thinking about. So that could have been a difference maker also.
It could have been. What you think about that, Purple?
Again, I told you, I'm starting to believe what everybody's saying about Steve Kerr. Like he's implemented key things here and there throughout his tenure with Golden State, but Mark Jackson did most of the heavy lifting because that was god awful what he
Yep.
did.
Yeah, man. This ain't 1992 and 1995 basketball, man. Steve Curry should have those other guys he should have played on the bench can't play. So that's what the reason why they lost against Germany. They should have won that, you know.
Yeah. You said they should have won against Germany? No, that's what it sounded like. I thought you was gonna say. Can you hear me?
I cut out for a minute.
Yeah, I'm about to say I feel like somebody. I think we all just cut the fuck out.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Uh, yeah, that whole like y'all like the way people was like, we gonna win gold, and then all of a sudden they lose. They don't even get bronze. Oh, we never. I don't care about FIBA, and we never. Y'all can't do that. Like it's either one or the other.
Well, that's why you got to get the right people. They tried to bring the atmosphere. They had Carmelo out there. They probably had people who could talk to them, to get them like understand what they're doing. It's funny how they used Carmelo for that, but when Carmelo was trying to get in the league, he was trying to, use USA basketball as an avenue, and they fucked him over with that. But they could use him to talk to the young players. But I guess that was one of the knocks about Carmelo. He gotta do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just Steve Kerr, yo, that's crazy.
Steve. But yeah, you're right about that. What happened?
People childish. They compared they calling this the Olympic roster the Avengers. They said Anthony Davis's group.
Wow.
Man,
Yeah.
They would have had a better chance with Lamelo on the squad, and also we should have been starting. Then, if that's the case, shit, he been a difference maker for the team off the bench. Shit.
What is it?
So I don't know, man. So they get it together next year. I mean, and LeBron talking about they gonna play next year. Yeah, or LeBron and them, some other guys. Yeah, of course. Trey Young should have been playing on this team, but they rejected him for some reason. I don't know why, but I figure they feel like they was already good. But we can't underestimate these. Like I said, we can't underestimate these overseas guys either. We can't overestimate these guys. These guys putting in work too, and they not intimidated by the USA no more. You know. So we're gonna say they're gonna have a better chance for what I'm saying next you're gonna have a better chance next year because of course they ain't gonna let this shit happen again with the same, what I'm saying, play type of players.
Yeah. But that's funny. Why would they compare? We'll see. And then I don't like either. I mean, even though it's probably a fact, they said, well, American players, the best American players never play in FIBA anyway. That you always use um up and coming stars. Mm.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough one you could say, but you know, I guess LeBron, like guys like the stars, the best stars. I guess they feel like they don't have to play in this because they trying to get ready for the season. You know what I'm saying? Like You know what I'm saying? Give these other guys a chance to see what they made of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Anthony Edwards in them. You know what I'm saying? You really figure if he's such a talented individual himself, how come he couldn't do nothing? Because I mean, it ain't easy as you think playing these guys in overseas. It ain't that easy out there. Plus, you got to think about it, they ain't calling all them back calls. They gonna let these guys play. You know.
Mm. Yeah, because they showed a graphic with Luca where he tried to flop and he got ejected.
They ain't playing that stuff over. They're not playing that though. They actually play ball. That's what I'm saying. They not going for that stuff like they doing in the NBA. In the NBA, they even starting to crack down on that flopping stuff too. But they do most so when they play in these tournaments. They're not going for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I understand flopping. I think flopping takes away from the game. You shouldn't have to. I mean, flop to get favorable calls. I mean, you can get it sometimes, I understand, but I think that just takes away from the game in itself because that's just, lame to me.
Um, but did you see about the new proposed rule for the NBA about what's gonna happen if they stars don't play? And what do they consider a star basically? The
Yeah,
new
you
that they
said you said they proposed a star base. What they
no, okay, so it's a rule. I'm about to go find it. Cause they let me go find Woj. Um basically any player that has made in the last 3 seasons an all-star game or all NBA team, they consider a star. Oh, an all-star game. They consider a star. And so I think it's a fine that the team gets hit with or the players themselves. It's something like that when they don't play.
you know
And,
what
oh, and
though?
then uh they can't sit out on back to backs and the teams can't sit them either. Only way they can sit is because of injury.
I mean, you gotta think about it. I mean, in a way, that's kind of fair because think about this. Okay, you got it. Just say people come to the game and see LeBron James. Okay, even though he's been playing, he in his 20th year. He gonna be in the 20th year. Okay, say people fans to come to see LeBron James play. Okay, they pay a lot of money for them front seats, right? So if he's
Mm.
not playing, that's just what I'm saying. The fans are like, or let's say for Lamelo, you know what I'm saying? Though, what I'm saying? It's still up and coming star. He's
But technically, by that new rule, they consider him a star because he made the All Star game within the
yeah,
last 3 years. So he's
yeah.
considered. So he couldn't sit out back to backs, and the team can't bench him unless he's injured.
Right, right, yeah. I mean, all they trying to do if y'all see this, like even people on the panel know that in the chat know this. Only thing they trying to do is crack down low maintenance. That
Yeah,
what I'm saying, that's all they're trying to do because you remember Greg Popovich and the Spurs. They started this stuff back in 2000 2004 2005. If I'm not mistaken, setting out Tim
sure.
Duncan, setting out. What I'm saying, and they should have been playing. So I guess they try. They're trying to
My
do this.
problem is okay. Do you feel that the as a public we have a different perception of stars, superstars, all stars, and stars, or does everybody pretty much have the same list? Because I think it's tricky to say somebody's a star just because they made all star.
No, I don't think you should start. I don't think you should start because you make it the first year. I think if you can make it 3 consecutive years in a row, and the numbers show that you actually made the All Star, and with all it being biased, okay, I could say you were a star. Now, because you made it to the All Star the first time doesn't make you a star. I mean, you could be a star, but you ain't a superstar. Okay, there's a difference. I guess that's you ain't no superstar. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a tricky one, but so they're trying to change that too. So, they're trying to change that too. So, I guess the fans won't get cheated by these guys setting up back-to-back games because these fans pay high ticket, spend a lot of money for these for the especially the superstars to play. So by them sitting out, that's like say they lose some money. Trying to get a fan. I guess the NBA trying to give them their money's worth.
So, what's your definition of a star player?
A star player, somebody that's gonna make it back to back. Yeah, actually, is gonna make it at least three times back to back. Three back to back All Star, and the numbers show for it, without it being biased or the numbers being over exaggerated. That's why I say. That's why I say you should start, and you get your team to the playoffs. Maybe. At least try to get them to the play. You know what I'm saying, the playoffs. So do you still think you still think they beating? Yeah, I know it's 50-50. You think they're still being kind of fair, or is it still unfair?
Um, Here's the thing. So I'm gonna ask you this. Larry Marketing made the All-Star game last year. Are you gonna be watching Utah Jazz games to watch Laurie play?
What team does he play for now? He's still for the
Utah.
Oh, they just traded him to Utah. Okay, that's why he's not in Cleveland no more. Okay, I know he was still over there. Larry Marketing here. Well, what's his points per game? It's been a minute since
I don't know. I just know he made the All-Star game. And my problem with that, to me, Laurie Marketing is not a star. So to implement, if you made the All-Star team, the All-Star team, that's weak to me. I can understand the All NBA
we got.
and
Yeah, we
stuff
gotta
like
see what his we gotta see what his numbers is though, because you just can't make it to the All Star team. You had to been doing something on your team to make it to the All
that.
Star team.
His numbers was pretty solid, but I don't think he's not a star. He's not. Well, I'm not gonna say people out there in Utah ain't buying tickets to watch him play, but the casual fan is not tuning in to watch no Larry Marketing play in no Utah, at all. Nobody's gonna be watching.
Well, who's the most popular player in Utah now? Because we know Donovan Mitchell not over there. He's with Cleveland now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't watch Utah games. I don't
Uh,
know
we
who
well, we
player.
gonna have to. Well, I'm glad you said that. We gonna have to investigate their roster, who they got over there. Maybe you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to see what their roster looking like and who they got over there. I heard they got a talented team, but
Do you think Brandon Ingram is a star?
did he make it to All Star? I mean, he's a star for the Pelicans. No question about it. He got the numbers to show it. He has carried that team to the playoffs. Okay, to the play.
But
Yeah,
my problem is he haven't made. I think in the last 3 seasons, if I remember correctly, he haven't made an All Star game, and I don't believe he's made All NBA team either.
well, I mean, that's due to probably injuries, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, that's probably due to injuries that he has sustained, you know what I'm saying?
No,
That then probably took him out of that conversation.
no, it wasn't injuries. I know that for a fact. Because you got to understand, Paul George and Kawhi and them and LeBron, they all play at his position. KD. So that's what that was. That's why he wasn't making it. He's in the front court with Anthony Davis and all Joel, Jokic. They all front court players. Tatum, Brown. Well, Brown was in the backcourt, but
You
DeRozan.
know, I think it's hard for Brandon Ingram because, to be honest with you, though, I believe that just say for instance, it's so crazy now. Let's say for instance, like the main superstar, okay, LeBron James or Anthony Davis or Jokic or Joel B. Let's say they can have a mediocre year, but their numbers still kind of decent. But if their numbers was dropped a little bit, they'll still be able to make it because of their popularity, because that's what the fans know them. See, Brandon Ingram was still he's popular, but he's not popular as a LeBron James, or he's not a big name player still.
He's not.
That's also that's a difference. He's not a big name player, so he had to prove himself more in his position just to and his team got to be making it to down into the playoffs for him to have a good record before the All Star break, just for him to get in. That's how much more harder he have to prove himself.
Right. I just think I understand they want the teams and the players to stop sitting on the back
Yeah.
stuff like that. But to even I get the all NBAs and stuff like that and the all defensive teams and whatever else, but you need to you need to come up with a better rule, a better proposal. To say somebody's a star because they made an all-star game is crazy.
No, you're not considered a star yet. I mean, and are you one of the main stars for your team? Okay, you know what I'm saying? You just got, what kind of star are you? Like I said, you gotta be some type of star for your team to be considered, some type of star, I mean, like I said, Brandon Ingram, yeah, he won't make the. Like I said, he had to play his ass off to prove himself more because he's not a big name player like LeBron. Them. Like I told you again, they can. These other guys can have a mediocre year and still make the playoffs just based on because they're a household name. They big, they more popular. You know what I'm saying? Lamelo Ball, if he make the All Star team, I mean, even though he's popular, but he still got to play his ass off. He got, plus you got to play 65 games anyway to be qualified. So that's another thing. So that goes for a lot of players. So yeah, so you got stars and superstars. I think that's where you got, it's where the difference lies at.
Mm. Yeah, I just think it's weird that
I
they would
mean,
those. I'm like, y'all need to come up with something else.
like I said, we got Zion. What I'm saying? Zion been out, so it look like he might gonna be playing the season. Okay, like we got Zion Williamson on the Pelicans. Okay, now he's projected to be a superstar, right? So he gonna, but even him, he gonna have to play 65 games to be qualified for the All Star team. Same rules apply for all players, especially if you are, what I'm saying, projected to be a superstar for your team.
Mm.
And so, like I said, Anthony Davis gonna have to play 67 games just because based off he to be qualified to an All Star team. But the crazy thing about that, I don't think that same rules had to apply to somebody like LeBron. But LeBron gonna play anyway because he's conditioned anyway. He gonna play. So, like I said, people like him can have a mediocre year and still make it to the All Star team just based off who he is. What I'm saying, based off who he is because he's what I'm saying, a popular player. Fans still come to see him. You know.
Yeah, it's just crazy though.
Yeah, these other guys got a lot of work to do. Like I said, the top tier players, like even Giannis for that matter. Giannis, shit, he can have a mediocre year, as long as he play over 65 games. He's still gonna be qualified to make it to the All Star team. Yeah, I mean, because he's a popular player, because he's a guy that won the championship. LeBron won the championship. Jokic won the championship. No, Joe B still there, man, but he been knocking on the door. Eastern Conference Finals and stuff like that. So but there's other guys that's gonna have to work a lot harder to get to the All Star. You know what I'm saying? All Star team. So
Yeah, I hope that rule don't pass because that the logic behind that is crazy.
I think you gotta be a difference maker for your team, though. Like I said, you could be a star, considered a star for your team, but if your team ain't doing nothing, like I don't know. That's I hope they don't pass either, though.
I found what I was looking for. Let me see. So it's the competition committee. So it's stricter. They want stricter guidelines on resting players for national televised games and multiple stars together in the same game.
So know, you trying to say it's a competition getting tough? Yeah. I mean, it ain't gonna be no, it ain't gonna be easy out here for nobody this season. It ain't gonna be no give me's. I mean, you gotta think it's gonna be a lot of hungry. It's a lot of hungry teams. There's gonna be a lot of hungry teams this year. It's a lot of new players in the league too. We already know about Lamelo, but there's other guys in the league that's coming. The Remayanas of the world, the Scoop Hendersons of the world. And say Money Bates and other Chad Holmgren. That he's injured last season. Now he got a chance to come back and probably try to win Rookie of the year. Is he gonna be eligible for 65 games? We're gonna find out. It's gonna be about health. So it's gonna be a lot of hungry guys out here, especially that's just first and second year in the league, gonna try to make a name for themselves. So
But at the end of the day, it comes down to the market that they in.
I mean, are they marketable? I mean, like I said, that's another thing. A marketable player, like I said, you know what I'm saying? LeBron James, somebody is marketable. Lamelo Ball is a marketable player. And we see that his popularity is off the chain. So he gonna be the next. He gonna probably be the next big star in the next couple of years. If not the next 2 years of the NBA, depending on what he can do with Charlotte and what talent or what they get, more players they build over there if they're trying to do it at all. You know,
It's just crazy. I said y'all gotta get all this for viewership. Like, mm, that's crazy. That is so crazy to me. I know one thing. Luca better come in this season in shape. He was out there playing. Sandra, what you mean the Clippers are disqualified?
I don't know what Thunder say. I don't have my other phone on me. What did he say?
He said then the Clippers are automatically disqualified.
Okay, check it out. The Clippers. All right, check it out. You already know they got a new stadium that's about to open up, right? So the LA Clippers got their own stadium now. Okay, they about to have their own stadium. I don't know if they're gonna be start of the season or start of or January, but they got their own stadium now. That's already. I think it should be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to Dex about it because he stays over there, in the area, close to it. So. I don't know about how healthy the Clippers gonna be. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. All I know is those are big name players. They're gonna have to. They're gonna be available because the tickets and stuff have to sell because of them too. They're big name stars. I don't know what the Clippers gonna do this year. Are they gonna make it to the playoffs or be contenders? I don't know because they've been having health issues, especially with Kawhi and Paul George. Are they gonna be ready to go?
I don't know.
All I know is Paul George been making more podcasts than he was in the gym. I don't Has Paul George been in the gym? I don't know. All I know is I've been seeing him make a lot of podcasts a lot lately. I don't know if he's really taking it seriously anymore, but we gonna find out. I mean, if I was Paul George, I still police one try to get a chip. Kawhi got about two chips already, if not three already. You know,
Mm.
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, that I don't think you should be considered. You somewhat of a star, but you're not. I think they got a star. Okay, you could be a star making it, but the star and the superstar is two different categories.
How many superstars do you think that's in the league
You
right now?
want if you want to count the big name players, you still
Yeah.
got LeBron James. You still got LeBron James. You got Giannis. You got Jordan B. You got Jokic. You got you know what I'm saying now. You got Anthony Davis. Okay. Um, you got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Are still big name players that they're the most popular players. Who else? Who else am I missing? Donovan Mitchell. He's supposed to be considered a superstar, right? Yeah. I ain't gonna call Garland. I ain't gonna call Darius Garland a superstar. Yeah, he's a star, but he's not a superstar. Now, as far as Portland go, we got Damian Lillard. He's still projected to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Even though he might get supposed to be going somewhere else. Okay. Anthony Simon's supposed to be the new superstar over there, but we don't consider him a superstar yet. He's still considered a star. All right. I'm trying to see who else I'm missing. As far as superstars go, we got Giannis. Giannis from the Bucks. Yeah, that's who. Yeah, I ain't gonna say Chris Middleton, but what I'm saying he's still he's a star, but not superstar. Uh, Let me know if I'm missing somebody. I'm trying to think about all the superstars as in who I'm missing. I'm trying to see.
Steph.
I
So,
mean Steph Curry. Yeah, Steph Curry, no question,
what you
superstar. He got
uh,
4 titles on his belt. Of course,
what
Steph.
about uh Luca and Tatum?
Tatum is a superstar, but the superstars, Tatum, Luca, even though them two didn't win no chips yet, okay, they superstars, but for their team, the franchise is built around them, so that's a superstar status. So who else? I ain't gonna say him. Jalen Brown he's a superstar for the Celtics. Him and Jalen Brown. I mean him and Jason Tatum are the two stars over there. So, uh,
Be a list of like, okay, so superstars are A level. Who are B level stars to you? So who's in the B tier, which would make them stars? I
well,
mean, all stars. No, all stars are next.
All
Who are all
Stars,
stars?
All Stars. I mean, unfortunately, Lamelo. The only reason why we call Lamelo Ball a superstar is people like him were because he has to play a full season. Okay, that's the only reason why we ain't calling him a superstar. We know Lamelo Ball personally is capable of being a superstar, but he has to play a full season to put him in that category. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards, he not even, he's projected to be upcoming superstar, but what I'm saying. So, you know, is he going? Even though you got Karl Anthony Towns over there, in Minnesota still being in the league longer, he's still the pretty much the what I'm saying face of that team, but the new face is Anthony Edwards. So you're gonna see he's projected to be a superstar, but he's still a star. When we like I said, yeah, superstar Steph. I'm not even calling Klay Thompson a superstar anymore. Well, you know what I'm saying? Before the injuries, I would have got Klay Thompson, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he's still decent, but he ain't been the same since still, you know. Yeah, Kevin Durant is a superstar, no question about it. He won 2 championships. Yeah, he's a bona fide superstar. You know what I'm saying? You got over the Suns. You got Bradley Beal. I think he's a star, but he could be. He was. I think he was a superstar when he was the Wizards. He was the face of that team, but I think normally he's just a regular star.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I guess
Uh,
Thunder didn't respond back.
I'm trying. I'm just curious how I'm just curious how the Washington Wizards gonna play. They got Jordan Poole. He's got chances to prove that he's a superstar for a new team since he got traded. And I'm just trying to figure out how Chris Paul and them how it's gonna work for him in Golden State if they decide to keep him. If they don't trade him in better trade deadline to somebody else. It's
I
gonna be
think that was
interesting.
I think that was today where I seen a whole. Unfortunately, I don't know when I started following Golden State fans, but I seen a whole bunch of spamming and then and reports saying that Chris Paul is supposed to start.
Let's see, Chris Paul, Steph, Clay, uh, Draymond, and the center gonna be probably Kevin Looney. Mm, It's somebody. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very interesting. I don't believe in that team now. I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah, I want them. I hope Golden State prove me wrong, but I don't see them team. I don't see that team contending. They lost some pieces. I don't know. I think that's why the I think that's why Bob Myers stepped down as a general manager because he didn't like what was going on over there. He didn't agree with the new process, I guess. So yeah, I guess he did himself a good favor by getting the hell up out of there. I don't see him go stay. I don't know, man. I don't even, I ain't gonna say go stay. Ain't gonna make the playoffs, but it's gonna be very tough, man. With the squad they got, I'm not gonna count them out, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that team. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers gonna be that much better. The Lakers, you know what I'm saying? The Lakers, they got. I mean, the Lakers gonna make it to the playoffs with the team they got and the guys they added. They're making it to the playoffs. Let's not get it twisted. They're gonna make it. Okay, Anthony Davis. No, the kid. The question is, do you think Anthony Davis going? Is he healthy? Is he gonna be healthy enough to play at least 65 games to qualify for the All Star team?
I hope so.
I know Dex is hoping too because LeBron, they're trying to shorten LeBron's minutes down to 32 minutes a game instead of playing down there instead of 45 minutes a game.
Let me get off.
So you think? Now, let me ask you something. You think that you did you do you think that the Lakers should have gave Anthony Davis the extension?
I don't know. I feel like he
The only
hasn't been
reason
healthy enough, but at the same time, I'm like
I'm saying I would if I was them I wouldn't do it because based on his history of his health. But you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it, but because they had to do it because being it ain't no guarantee that LeBron is gonna play another 3 years. He's gonna finish up his contract. Hell, we you know what I'm saying?
so. You saying LeBron is the best player on the Lakers?
I mean, Technically, no. LeBron, I think Anthony Davis is supposed to be the best. I think he's the best. I think Anthony Davis is better, but the only reason why I say he's not better because he can't stay healthy. I mean, let's be honest. LeBron's still one of the best players in the NBA, but let's be honest. LeBron hasn't been the best player in the NBA for the last at least 2 years. But LeBron still, well, we got to give LeBron this. He still holds his own though. He still could be a difference maker in certain situations though. But I think I think he needs the help because he's doing too much and he can't take over the game like he used to. You know what I'm saying? You know. Let's not point out that LeBron is actually, you know what I'm saying, playing on the injury, but he's decided not to get the surgery. He's gonna play through it. Some, you know what I'm saying, you know what's going on, something going on with his foot.
Yeah, we're gonna get back. We're gonna get up out of California and pull up tomorrow.
All right, Flay. All right, perfect. I'll see. I'll let
Get up early.
y'all.